I didn't really want to be as pissed off as I was after the Browns Week 2 and Week 3 preseason games. But no. No. Oh my God. I'm going to try to make this quick, but it's just funny. It's really just funny. Let me just say what Dillon Gabriel said that set me off. I believe he said, I might get this wrong or whatever, you're waiting for the perfect time you'll be waiting for your whole life, which first of all, I think he needs to realize that this isn't college anymore, and that's the NFL. And number two, stop the fucking petty shit. Alright, just stop it. Just stop it. And I'm not one of these Shedeur fanboys who's like, oh, he should start. No, I'm fine with Dillon Gabriel starting. I am. I'm fine with it. What I'm not fine with is them being like, oh, Joe Flacco's going to be the backup. And then Dillon Gabriel having that second sneak diss. Alright, I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it. Like, it's just ridiculous. And then that whole mime thing that he did with one of the Browns fans on Twitter, Nick Carnes, a guy that looks like he was intended to be a beaver but was born a human instead. Literally saying, oh, well, so much for those maturity issues. Well, that's not exactly what he said, but he said, oh, well, so much for the maturity he had. When it's like, holy shit, you do not get context, do you? And I understand that there have been some Browns fans have been waiting to hate on Shedeur ever since he had a chance of a bad performance. For example, Grant Puskar, during the Week 3 game, was talking all nonsense. Alright? He was talking all nonsense. He was talking about how Tyler Huntley was moving the ball more than Shedeur Sanders, when Tyler Huntley only had 1-for-1, 7 yards, and had a bunch of penalties to go right down the field. And the Browns literally took Shedeur out of the game, knowing damn well that they would cut Tyler Huntley the next game. This organization it's pathetic. It's really pathetic. Like, from an organizational standpoint, it's of course a down year. You know, the Browns' defense is looking good. I mean, Quinshon Judkins looks like he very much will be that guy. As long as he doesn't put his hands on another woman, I think he'll be fine. I mean, Jerry Jeudy hasn't been really looking that good, and David Njoku hasn't really been doing all that. I guess the main positive besides Quinshon Judkins is Harold Fannin, I guess, but there's no really positives on the Browns. I mean, DeJuan Jones got injured, the offensive line is screwed up. You know, we have one of the best defenses in the league, maybe the best in the league, one of the best at least, but our offense is one of the worst. And, you know, this will be a very low-scoring game, unless Dillon Gabriel somehow breaks out. Which, if Dillon Gabriel does break out, I will be behind him completely. I'll be fine with him going to be the starter then, if he convinces me so. Especially against a Vikings defense that's led by Brian Flores, which is one of the best defenses in the league, even though they kind of look like trash against the Steelers. But still, the Vikings have one of the best defenses in the league. You can't count that out. So if Dillon Gabriel does well, or at least okay, that'll be a good sign. But here's the thing. If he doesn't do well, and I presume that unless he gets hurt or something, that they'll start for the next few games. Because whenever they benched Flacco, it felt like they were going to let the rookies go for the rest of the season. I still think they'll keep Dillon Gabriel as the starter if he does bad, unless it's really, really bad. But we'll see. And all I know is this. If he does poorly, after all the sneak dissing, after all the shots, after everything, which he needs to also realize, which back to the Shedeur Sanders mind thing. If any cynical person had a brain and actually knew what he was referring to Rex Ryan calling him cocky and confident. Which, what's wrong with being confident? He feels like he could be the starter. And he wants to be the starter. And I think there's this little fear-mongering of like confident people there. And people talking about how he's not supporting his teammates there. He's made it clear before that he supported his teammates. Be cynical for once. I'm not being a Shedeur Glazer in any shape or form. I'm just saying my take. I'm just saying my take. But, you know, if Dillon Gabriel doesn't do well, he can get the fuck off my team. Alright, here's the thing. If a player is good, but has done terrible things, trust me, they'll be fine. Like if Deshaun Watson won us a Super Bowl, all would be forgiven. Well, maybe not some people, but all would be forgiven. But guess what? He was not only trash, but he was not only was he a terrible person, he's also a terrible player, which fueled more of that anger and hatred being ahead into that Bengals game of last year. The Browns are a mess, dude. And if Dillon Gabriel doesn't do well, he can get the fuck off my team, because I'm not a fan of petty bullshit like that. Alright, I'm not a fan of it. Alright, this isn't college anymore, buddy. You don't have Dan Lanning, you don't have a top tier squad in a Division I school. Alright, buddy, this is the NFL. Alright, if you're good, pretty much all will be forgiven. But if you're not, you can get the fuck off my team and go away somewhere. Go away probably somewhere warmer because of that comment you did because of that thing you said at the Rose Bowl about wanting warmer stadiums, about dome stadiums, and about just domes. You want more dome stadiums and warmer weather. Buddy, if you make it to December, I hope you enjoy a December Cleveland, Ohio game, buddy. So if you really want, good luck, I guess. And if you're terrible, so be it then. That's pretty much all I gotta say. But seriously, if Dillon Gabriel, and I'm not rooting for him to go down in any shape or form, but if Dillon Gabriel goes down, and either Shedeur Sanders isn't put in the game, or maybe I should have said this first. If they put Joe Flacco in the game after Dillon Gabriel got injured or something, that'd be reasonable. But if they don't put in Shedeur Sanders in instead, if they don't put Shedeur Sanders in and instead put Joe Flacco, the old rusty vet, in, there's going to be some problems. That's all I got to say about the situation. And this season is already over. The thing that you're probably the more likely working forward to is if these quarterbacks can be good, or are you going to tank for Arch Manning? And that horrid draft class. May God help us all, man. God help us. Bye.